Morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. If you'd like to, you have an absolute right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to do that, please let me know. We'll make sure you get that call. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. I will solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Brenda Morris.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Miss Morris. What's your date of birth?
January 15th, 1963.
All right. Miss Morris, you're here on a charge of driving on a suspended license. So
yes, sir. I just
hang on. Brenda, hang on. Sometimes the less you say, the better, okay? There's probable cause for that charge. And state, what kind of history does Brenda have? Let's see. This would appear to be the only charge that I could find. Any objection if Brenda gets time served this morning? No. All right. Brenda, if you'd like to resolve your case today, you can. You can plead no contest. If you did that, I'd adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to 1 day in the county jail, which you've already done. I'd assess a fine and court cost of $488, and then you'd be out the door today and not have to come back to court. Of course, you still
How much?
$488. You still wouldn't have a driver's license, and as far as the money goes, you could get on a payment plan here to pay that off. If you didn't get on a payment plan, it would just be one more thing suspending your driver's license, but that would be up to you. I wouldn't be following you around to make sure you paid.
But, sir, I have a valid Florida license. I've lived here before.
Okay, why didn't you show it to the officer last night?
Because it's buried in my car. I have just moved here. And I also want to press charges against the
okay, very good. You want the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond's $500. I'll have you back in court on the 14th of November. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. All right. Linda Stanley. Morning, Linda. What's your date of birth?
July 18, 1970.
Linda, you're here in a warrant I signed. I found probable cause for a violation of probation. And I think we talked about this. Does anybody know where her new charge is?
Looks like she's got a Pasco case, Judge.
Oh, it's a Pasco case? I got one from Hernando.
And she's 17 Thea 33.
Oh, she got a Dwellis in Hernando.
I'm showing the felony case.
Okay. Felony Dwellis?
It's 7-10-30 Judge Merritt.
Okay, well then we can't do anything about that. All right. So Linda, I found probable cause for the VOP. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself and hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I got a public defender already on this case.
Not on this one.
Okay.
But now you do.
Right.
Now you do.
Okay.
All right. So Linda, the bond on the warrant is no bond. I'm not going to change that. I'll have you back in court on the 14th of November. They're going to want to work with you on the felony case before we do anything with this. So once you get that resolved, they'll get you right to me so we can resolve this, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. Diane Herb? This is out of county warrant.
She's got a
It's got something.
Ruby case too.
Oh,
18 MM 3289.
okay. This is a Pasco case.
Yeah.
Ms. Herb, I have a warrant for you out of Pasco County. Apparently you failed to appear down there on a charge of trespassing. The judge had issued the warrant. Oh, sure enough. Set your bond at $513. And then, so Joe, you tell me Judge Ruby's case is time served?
Yep.
Okay. So Diane, if you want, you have a pending case here in Hernando County. If you want to take time served on that this morning, I can resolve that, and then you'd be free to get to Pasco to deal with that issue. You don't have to, but I'm just saying, if you'd like to get the Hernando case cleared away today, it would just be time served. Then you'd be free to go to Pasco County to deal with this case. Is that something you're interested in doing?
Time served on what, sir?
You have a pending charge in front of Judge Rupee, 18 MM 3289, which is a charge of trespassing.
Walmart.
Take the time served.
Okay, you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you're willing to give up those rights so we can resolve your Hernando County case today. Is that correct? Yes?
I thought that's what the time served was about.
Okay, all you have to do is answer my question. Ms. Herb, are you having any trouble hearing me?
No?
Okay. Are you willing to waive your rights so that I can give you time served on the case here in Hernando County? Yes or no?
Yes.
There you go. In case number 18MM3289, then, as to the charge of trespass, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest, and when I say that, I mean I need you to say the words no contest.
No time?
There we go. I'll accept that plea. Find it's freely and voluntarily made. Adjudicate you guilty. I'll sentence you to 1 day in the county jail. Credit 1 day served. Finding court costs is $503, $50 for the day in jail. That takes care of that case. On your Pasco warrant now, the bond is $513. I can't change that. If you're able to post the bond on the Pasco warrant, then you can get out of jail here, go down to Newport Richie, and find out when they want you in court. If you don't have the money to bond out on that case, then Pasco will have 5 days to come get you. Never takes 5 days with Pasco, but if for some reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is. All right?
All right.
Thank you. Michael Cunningham. Morning, Michael. What's your date of birth?
8364?
All right. I have a warrant for you assigned by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender?
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I'm going to send you back to court on the 5th of November. Looks like they told you the 13th. The right date is the 5th. PD will come see you before then, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Chance Klacheska.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Chance. What's your date of birth?
8/17/1993.
Hang on 1 second. Okay. I have a warrant here for you this morning, Chance, signed by Judge Scaglione. He found probable cause for 1 count of armed trespass. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'd like a public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender. State what you tell me.
See. Theft, 2018, that's the second. Marijuana possession, 2018. Possession of paraphernalia, driving, no valid. All in 2018. No motor vehicle registration in 2018. Let's see. From Michigan at some point. I don't see any other out-of-state record, though, Your Honor.
Okay. And Chance, you got a job these days?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
What do?
I work in Tampa for a moving company called Coast to Coast Moving and Storage.
Okay. Set your bond at $5,000. I'll have you back in court on November 13th. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
Excuse me, Your Honor, I have a question.
Sure.
There's no chance I can get that a little bit lower, a little bit more, sir?
Okay.
I have a daughter.
Chance, do you know what the bond on the warrant is?
Yes, sir. It was $20,000.
$20,000. So that means I just reduced it by 75%.
You're absolutely right, Your Honor.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
You bet. Smith Lucas. Want to serve what you did, Herb?
8/1988.
Smith, you're here on a warrant also signed by Judge Scaglione. He found probable cause for 2 counts, domestic battery by strangulation and a domestic battery second or subsequent offense. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
2016 domestic battery, violation of probation on same in 2017. That's all I can find right now.
All right.
Oh, there's some Hillsborough charges too, but I'm not sure what they are. They're not coming
Okay.
up on his rap sheet.
Okay. Smith, I've got an address for you on Berrien Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Going on a year. And, I think next month.
Okay. And do you have a job these days?
And I just got, fired.
We'll set your bond at $5,000 on each count. That's a total of 10. Condition of that bond is that you'll have no contact with Denise Padilla. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through any social media. You don't have a third person contact her. You don't go where she lives. You don't go where she works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out your bonds will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them she is not interested in pursuing this matter. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. I'll have you back in court on the 13th of November. Very important that you contact the public defender if you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Jamie Manz. Want to start with your date of birth?
5/11/78.
All right, Jamie, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Mariano. Apparently you failed to appear in his court on a charge of felony petty theft. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD, I believe.
I'll continue the appointment of the public defender. Judge Merritt set your bond at $15,000. I'll send you back to see him on the 13th of November. If you get out, make sure you contact the PD right away, okay?
Sir.
Thank you. Nathan McKee. Want to, sir, what's your date of birth?
3/24/84.
Nathan had 2 charges this morning, possession of controlled substance and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender? I'll appoint the PD, and it looks like you've got an open felony. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. 2018 CF 1548. He's got an 11/5 pretrial date on that. Drafted for an RCO.
Okay. All right. So Nathan, what we're going to do on these charges is I'll set the bonds per the schedule, which is $2,000 on the controlled substance, $500 on the driving. That's a total of $2,500. I'm going to set these cases, move them to the 5th of November. That's where your open felony currently is set. And then, job number 1, when you're out on bond or pretrial release on a pending criminal charges, don't pick up new charges. It appears to me that you have. Therefore, pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in 18 CF 1548. We'll hold you without bond at least until the 5th of November when you get back in front of Judge Toner. Judge Toner can revisit that bond if he wishes at that time, and the public defender will come see you about all your charges at the jail before you go to court again, okay? Thank you. Terry Motlin?
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, Terry. What's your date of birth?
9/27/75.
All right. Terry, you got 3 different warrants here. The first one, signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in front of him on a burglary of a conveyance and a felony petty theft. The second one is also Judge Toner. Also an FTA on a burglary of a conveyance and a felony petty theft. Different cases, right? Yep.
Yep, 526.
And then finally I have a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for 1 count of uttering. And so as to all of those charges, Terry, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Since then, sir, I've hired a private attorney.
Okay. And have you hired somebody yet, Terry?
Yes, my parents did, sir.
Okay. Do you know who they hired? That's okay. You don't have to. I'm just asking.
Scott. His name is Scott something.
Smith?
I'm not too sure.
Okay. All right. Well, the bond on the FTAs in front of Judge Toner, those are all no bond. I can't change those. I'll send them back to court on the 5th of November. So those are coming back on November 5th. And then on the new case, I'll leave the bond at $2,000, but I'll move that one also to the 5th of November. So all your cases will be coming back on the 5th, but you're going to be in jail until then. So it's important that you have your folks get a hold of whoever your lawyer is and let them know where you're at, okay?
Yes, sir. If you don't mind, can I speak on the FTAs? I was in court on the 26th for those FTAs, sir.
Okay. Well, I can tell you that I am aware that the standard for failing to appear in Judge Toner's courtroom is quite low. And it may be that you weren't there at the right time or something like that, and there's not much I can do for you other than tell you that these warrants say what they say. It's quite likely it means that you'll never be charged with the crime of failing to appear, but you're going to have to deal with these, and that's all I can do is send you back on the 5th of November and tell you to talk to your lawyer about it, okay?
All right, sir. Thank you.
It's only 1 or 2. Matthew Neff. Matthew, what's your date of birth?
10/30/86.
Matthew, first thing I have for you is a warrant out of Pasco County for a fail to appear. On what?
Misdemeanor.
Criminal mischief. The judge that issued that warrant set your bond at $1,013. I can't change that. If you can post that bond, you can get out of jail here, go down to Newport Richie, find out when they went to in court. If you can't post it, they'll have 5 days to come get you, but like I said, it never takes 5 with Pasco. The local issue I have for you is a writ of bodily attachment. What that means is that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support, and they set a cash purge for you of $669. Do you have $669, Matthew?
No, sir.
Okay, are you working these days?
Unemployed.
Okay, how long have you been unemployed?
A month now.
Okay. What sort of work did you normally do?
Landscape.
Okay. And then, Matthew, is there any money at all that you could get to the jail if it meant getting out of jail on this issue? Anything at all?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. In that case, then I'll find you in contempt for your failure to pay child support. The sanction for that contempt is 10 days in the county jail until you get $100 cash to the jail. So if you could get somebody to bring $100, you could get out. Otherwise, you'll do the 10 days. And then if you wind up doing time on that, if you wind up doing the 10 days, you'll have to do that before Pasco picks you up, because my guess is they won't come get you till you're releasable from Hernando, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Christopher Potts.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Christopher. What's your date of birth?
7677.
All right, I have two issues for you, Christopher. The first is a warrant for a battery being domestic in nature out of Sarasota County. Judge
What was
issued
the date
that
on that,
warrant.
sir?
What's that?
What was the date on that, sir? I've been gone from court for almost a year now.
It's a 2017 case. So it's from sometime in 2017. There's no way for me to know what. All I have is a teletype hit that says the warrant exists. I don't know the date it was signed.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's a domestic battery, so there's no bond on that, and that's per statute. So on that case, we're going to let Sarasota County know that you're here and ready to go, and they'll have 5 days to come pick you up. The other issue is a writ of bodily attachment out of Charlotte County, right next door. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge down in Charlotte County determined that you owe some child support, and they set a cash purge of $325.
Yes, sir. I owe $26,1904 a month, and I fell behind a little bit. Yes.
Okay, well, and so here's the story. There's no doubt in my mind that what they'll do is transport you to Sarasota County first, because that's a criminal case, and so that's where you're going to go. As far as the child support goes, if you can get somebody to get the money to Charlotte County, the $325, that'll clear that, and that won't hold you any longer. If that hasn't been cleared before you post the bond, because you're going to get a bond when you get to Sarasota County, they're going to give you another first appearance. The judge there will be able to give you a bond. Once they do that, then they're going to remind you that you have the Charlotte County issue, and you'll have to deal with that after that, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Jill, anything else for me?
No, thank you.
You're good? You have nothing?
No, thank you.
All right, awesome, thanks.
Jail Judge Ruby wants hers in custody at 10 o'clock, please.
Thank you.